Hi Aries, welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck this month for this particular reading. Just trying to lift the card from the deck. It's kind of a little bit of a challenge. And I think it's because they're matte. You know, glossy cards have a little bit of slickness to them, so they, I don't know. But this is good cardstock, I will say that. And I do like these drawings. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to make it nice. And then this, we go like this. Ooh. Okay. And this is a general focus, so let's see. See what I'm talking about here? Well, that's what I'm talking about. The heart of the matter is the Queen of Cups. So this is for whatever reason in February that you are really tuned in to your intuition. And sometimes this can be a card of perhaps your mother, especially if she's a water sign, or someone, you know, when I think of the Queen of Cups, I think of somebody who is really trying to figure out what's going on in a situation and not being able to figure it out through the typical intellect. So you're kind of like trying to read between the lines of a situation. And sometimes this is like in the workplace when you feel that there is something that isn't quite right, or in a relationship when there is, it's like you see these clues, but you're not sure exactly what's going on. And it can simply mean that you have become a mother, or you find out you're going to be a mother, or you're just being very, you know, you're doing what the Queen of Cups would do. And this can even be like art. This could be a creative pursuit that you're involved in. But also anything spiritual would be like a meditation course, or even teacher training that is meditation oriented. It could be even something along those lines. So let's look at the past position. We have the Eight of Wands. This is actually a pretty good depiction of the Eight of Wands, because I think of that catalyst, that kind of where all hell breaks loose. Now, what this can mean is that something happened. Now, if this is a relationship issue, then that would make sense too. That because you're fire, and this is fire energy, this Wands energy. So it really is along the lines of maybe this is the person that you have become attracted to, the Queen of Cups. Somebody who's very dreamy, artistic, kind-hearted, you know, like compassionate. And this person hit you like a ton of bricks. Maybe it seemed like it came out of nowhere. But the Eight of Wands to me is that there was a lull in the action, and then all of a sudden there is this hot and heavy romance. Or with any kind of work situation, maybe it's like really quiet, and then all of a sudden there's a lot going on. But in the center of it all, as the Queen of Cups is there, this is more of an interior energy. This is not somebody who is really ambitious. The Queen of Cups isn't that type of person. They are much more of a gentle soul, I would say. So not sure if this is a quality of you or somebody that is figuring very prominently in your life in February, Aries, because you're more like the Eight of Wands. You know, wands are fire energy, but you're just more, you're not really dreamy unless other factors kind of go along with that. And I'm not going to get into that right now, but in general, you're feisty, not dreamy. And so maybe this is another person, this Mother of Cups. But let me just keep going and see what else comes up here. The spiritual message is represented by the Son of Swords, which is going to be the Knight of Swords. And this is like, you know what could be happening here is that you began a relationship very quickly, as I think you're wont to do. I mean, I think that this is par for the course for Aries, is that you just like jump into things full throttle, you know, without even really investigating. The Knight of Swords is about having a lot of, you know, being very upfront about things and, you know, telling it like it is. And this is a spiritual card, so perhaps in general, I do associate you with this type of individual. But in this particular instance, you may have not been like that for whatever reason. Maybe somebody finally, you know, was, you had like a tongue-tied situation going on because you just fell for this person. And maybe you didn't really know them that well. And with the Queen of Cups, now you're starting to, you know, sense that something is off, maybe. And I guess this could apply also to a job. You know, if it's a job situation, they may have like rushed you into the job very quickly, whereas you usually have a process where you have to interview with people multiple times and you have to, you know, do things like that. It's so funny. I just thought of something that happened today when I was in Whole Foods, and I saw this young man being interviewed for a position at Whole Foods. I could tell, and the man asked him the question, if your friend from high school was to describe you, what would they say? And I was thinking, ugh, I just can't stand those questions. I've said this more than once, but I don't know. I just feel like it's humiliating. And I know that probably has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but I thought I'd just say that. But you know, with the Knight of Swords can be a lawyer even. So as a spiritual message, you know, sometimes it can be advice. Maybe it's saying time to call a lawyer, because, when I say lawyer, it could be simply a mediator. It doesn't have to be somebody who's like, you know, file a lawsuit or something, but somebody who can see both sides and decide who's in the right and who's in the wrong. Sorry about that, whatever, train or whatever it is. It just keeps going on and on. But anyway, so that might be going on, and the other thing too with the Knight of Swords is that as a spiritual message, as I said before, you usually are very blunt, and the Knight of Swords is blunt. And either this is saying that you have lost your voice, that you have become the kind of person who has not really honored yourself. And, you know, what happened to you? What happened to that person who is like in your face with people? And I don't think that's good. You know, I shouldn't say it like that, because that's not necessarily good to be aggressive, but who's more like assertive, you know. And what could be happening is that everything happens so quickly, and somebody may be kind of triggering sympathy within you, like you feel sorry for them. If you have Venus in Pisces, this is going to be especially true. I'm saying this to Aries because there's every possibility that you could have Venus and or Mars in Pisces. And even a gutsy Aries person, if they have Venus in Pisces, they may tend to be a real sucker for hard luck stories, you know. And that might be the one weakness in the person. And so it can leave you open to manipulation, and the same thing in the workplace. What crosses you is represented by the Nine of Pentacles. If this is a situation that you are living with somebody, maybe this is not even just like casual dating, but you've actually gotten married. Maybe you just did everything very, very rashly. You may, for whatever reason, not be in a position where you're able to financially support yourself, because with the Nine of Pentacles in the challenge position, that might be problematic at this time. And same, I mentioned that some of you might be becoming mothers, and you know, I think there's got to be no worse feeling than finding out you're pregnant and being in a bad relationship. So hopefully that's not what is happening for most people, but the Nine of Pentacles can definitely be a card where the finances are not where they should be, so that you can possibly just declare your independence right now. And if this is a work situation, you may not have the ability to, like, money saved to be able to just quit, so you feel like you have to tolerate the situation. And it may feel like somehow you got bamboozled, you know, by somebody. And you're kind of realizing that you may not have come to that conclusion just yet. You may still be in denial, perhaps, I don't know, or putting on a good, you know, putting on a good face about it. But down deep inside, you may realize that that's what's happening. What is coming in is represented by the Three of Wands. So another Wands card. This time, this is a card that could even be about traveling with an item that you are promoting. So this is an entrepreneurial card, and the possibility is, or, you know, even if you haven't created this project, you may be like the representative of it, and you're feeling like kind of antsy in your own skin. Maybe you want to travel for whatever reason. You want to break out of this funk, in terms of maybe you feel very like restricted in some way. And with the Queen of Cups, this is a very interior energy. The Three of Wands is very out there in the world, like conquering the world. And definitely Aries has that conquering spirit. There's no question in my mind. And you are Wands, you are fire. So this is a fiery energy, but it's, you know, three of Wands. And 3 is the number of creativity and abundance. This is a 3 universal year. So make this your year, Aries. Make your move. Do what you need to do to kind of break out of your narrow circumstances. If you do, you know, obviously some of you may not be in those kinds of circumstances, but if you are, the cards certainly go along with it. Isn't that a beautiful card? This is the Ace of Cups. This is new beginnings in love. Or you could say, when we say falling in love, you could be falling in love with a new country, falling in love with a new job. If it's a new job, though, if you're like moving on, I feel like it's an intuitive type of a job, and that's why I say with the Queen of Cups, maybe you're studying some kind of metaphysical topic, and it leads to a career in that area. Now, this would be an example of something connected to yoga. With the Three of Wands, you may even be parlaying some kind of equipment or, you know, things that people can buy that goes along with that, like yoga products or something. And, you know, for you, it's combining travel, maybe a love of travel with your career aspirations. And you may have like come upon this idea, you know, all of a sudden with the Eight of Wands. And you just kind of like sprung into action. And now you're, you know, the only thing that may be holding you back is a lack of funds. Perhaps there's some alternative way that you're able to do things, but you feel like, oh gosh, I really wish I could be self-sustaining. And if it is some kind of a new endeavor, just understand that it may take time to really get the ball rolling. And you have to be patient, and that's not necessarily your strongest suit, but, you know, it seems very adventurous at the, you know, in the least, at least it seems like it's an adventurous month for you. Although with the Ace of Cups, this could be a time of a new beginning in a relationship. And possibly this other person is the Mother of Cups, and they are a very dreamy and sensitive individual that you're getting involved with. The water signs, the water sign that you tend to, I think, be attracted to is Cancer. The other water signs are Scorpio and Pisces. But the other cardinal sign, Cancer, that happens to be water, is a sign that you may be physically attracted to, if nothing else. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Aries. If you'd like a personal reading, the link to my website is below. Have a great February. Bye.